Sonia, and here's my excerpt. The plane took off some time ago from Hong Kong International Airport in Kowloon and is heading steadily toward Taipei. I breathe easier. An air hostess starts serving drinks. The man next to me helps her to pass a paper cup of orange juice to me and gets a beer for himself. When he sits back, I nod to thank him. He smiles and says, "You are welcome. Are you going to study in Taiwan?" His words are in Mandarin with a Taiwanese accent, which is similar to my Southern Chinese one. Relaxed, I reply to him, "Yes, but I want to find a job first." Right, so I write my memoir to try and craft the war experience of my former life into a fully formed story. In the process, I find my authentic voice and redeem the notion of speaking out for my younger self, and by extension, the silenced women around the world. Additionally, I've come to realize that lives of a whole host of us, rebels, dreamers, and anyone labeled misfits, regardless of gender, have been marginalized. By writing my memoir, I seek the commonality of our experiences, thus adding to the full range of what it means to be intensely human. The Girl Who Dreamed, my memoir, that I recently completed, is about my childhood in China, Hong Kong, and Taiwan, and how, through work and further education, I eventually find my way to an independent life away from the family and world from which I needed to free myself. Writing is a kind of revenge against circumstance. Bad luck, loss, pain, said the poet Louise Clark. If you make something out of it, then you've no longer been bested by these events. Even Butterflies Are Free is about hope, with a capital H. The piece tells the story of the 15-year-old me who runs away from home, buys a one-way ticket, and flies to Taipei in pursuit of a new life. I'm not encouraging broken young people to run away from home, but I do wish my writing can embolden them to take charge of their lives, any action they can initially, such as stop self-harming, start reading, writing, drawing, to express themselves. When they begin to stand up for themselves, they will feel the return of power, and it will give them hope. My process is a little different. As mentioned before, I finished writing a book-length memoir. So each piece of what you called micro-memoir is a scene from that manuscript. I rewrote the incident into a standalone one. So far, I've published 6 articles this way. After deciding on the episode to abstract, I had to figure out what backstory the reader needs. But you should never overtell the backstories, because they will take your readers out of the scene. You may lose momentum, immediacy, and ultimately your readers. So, to give just enough is the art. It took me about 3 months to complete each of those 6 published pieces. Usually, I will finish the first draft in about a month, send it to 2-3 friends to read and comment on, set it aside for 2 weeks, then work on it again in the 3rd month. Interestingly, when you look at a scene independently, new perspectives may emerge themselves, and they may require you to approach the piece differently. An important thing to keep in mind is that the more artfully we write, the more difficult it is to ignore or dismiss our stories. delve deep into your psyche. It helps if you go to the places that you feel hurt, unloved. In other words, you need to revisit and address your unresolved tensions. It's when you can confront your demons and fight your fears that you will draw your readers in, and by doing so, you make it worthwhile for them to embark on this journey into your inner self, your inner truth with you. And at the end of the traveling, both of you will feel a little wiser. Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. In this essay, Orwell gives a sketchy account of the sordid side of the colonial mentality, making the poison of imperialism personal. The dying of the elephant represents the loss of both colonizer and the colonized, because the creature is worth more being alive than dead. The clarity and courage of Orwell's writings on colonialism are indissoluble parts of his lifelong engagement with the subject of power and cruelty and force. He inspires me to keep on honing my pen and exposing injustice. I hope more people will join me and continue to read Orwell. Through reading, we can develop our empathy and understanding of others, and together we can build a more just and equitable society. Okay, so I hope my two prospective publishers, one in Hong Kong and another in New York, they will read my memoir, the manuscript, The Girl Who Dreamed, that I have worked on for the last 7 years. Finally, they will give it a read and reply me as they both show their interest. So So yeah, I hope to receive their positive response soon. Thank you.